Hi y'all, I'm Allison. Today we're going to continue on to stop 2 in our start and stop buddy read of A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. This book was recommended by Amanda R. I am really enjoying it so far, and it seems like everybody else is too. So our characters are just adorable, and I can't wait to find out what they're going to get into today. Especially, I want to know more about the prison. So we're not going to waste any time today. We're just going to get right into it. But before we do, we need to make sure that if you haven't already read up to 40% into the book on page 160, then, you don't necessarily have to close the video and come back because you can read along with me. Because as I make my way through the book, reacting and speculating as I go, I will put up a little screen telling you which chapter I am about to discuss. So as long as you read to the end of that chapter, then I won't be spoiling anything and you'll be experiencing the book at the same rate that I am. So this is a new way that we're trying this out, giving you the option to either read along or read ahead. So be sure and let me know if you have any feedback on it, whether it becomes disruptive or if you're trying to read along and it's not really working that well. I really need to know. Don't worry, you won't hurt my feelings. Just let me know how it goes. All right, we've got that established. Let's go ahead and move back over to my chair and dive back in. Today we are going to be going up to, I think, 80% already. I don't know. No. Today we're going up to 40%. I get a little confused jumping all around. All right, anyway, I'm going to be reading to page 160. So let's move over to the chair and dive in and see what's in store for Betty and her two sisters. I hope we get more of the cat. I already love the cat character because that's just a great name. All right, I'm moving. I'm about as comfy as you can get. I'm already in my PJs. So it's been raining today. It's a nice overcast day. Perfect weather for reading. Lily's over here in her bed and the cats are doing their own thing. So I might actually just get to read in peace today. We'll find out. All right, I'm diving in. We're in the middle of chapter 7, so let's go ahead and finish that out and then we'll continue on through the book. Oh, that's right. Betty and Fliss are going over to the prison to see what they can learn. I almost forgot where I was. Oh, to hopefully find out who Granny has been going to see. I forgot about that. I've been dying to know. I wonder what that was, that the vision that Betty had. She kind of had a fleeting image of falling from a great height. Flashed through her mind again. It was a story of a girl who had fallen to her death from the tower. So I wonder, how would she have a memory of that? You know, because she said she pictured it. It wasn't that she remembered hearing it. So did anybody else pick up on that? I can't wait to find out who prisoner 513 is. Okay, prisoner 513. He's very mysterious. They're talking to him. They just sat down on the bench and he knew right away that Granny wasn't sick or anything, but that they're there for their own purposes. He's definitely not making it easy on them. I have no guess on who he could be and why she would be visiting him. No idea at all. Colton definitely seems to have the upper hand. I wonder if he has it over Granny as well. And I'm very intrigued by this. Okay, it definitely makes sense that Colton is holding out for something of value to him because, the only thing he has is information. And he's not in the best of situations. So if he can have anything that would make life for himself a little easier or even something that he can barter with another prisoner or something, it seems reasonable that he's not offering up all this information just because they show up. So it does fit. I think I'm liking him so far. He claims to know how to break the curse. I bet he wants his freedom. Yeah, I was right. He wants his freedom. Oh, to help escape. I thought, yeah, I was thinking within the law, working within legal limits, trying to get him out that way. But this is obviously a medieval setting, and I bet it's pretty hard to get out once you're in there. He knows about the bag. He must be a descendant of the witch that died. What do you think? Was he? But are they? No, I bet he's a descendant of the witch that died. And they're descendants of whoever was responsible for having her in prison to begin with. That would make sense, how he would have insider knowledge. But then, if that's the case, over the course of 150 years, this secret would have had to have been passed down within both families. So wouldn't they already be at odds all of this time? I don't know. Okay, so I don't know. I would assume, obviously, I think they're going to help him. I bet that's going to be the crux of the book, them trying to get him out and then learning what he knows. But I could be wrong, because I kind of thought it would be a slow reveal to find out more about the curse and the magical items and those, we were given that information quite early on. So maybe this will play out quickly as well. I don't know, but I'm loving it. Oh, so I guess I was wrong with Betty having a vision. It wasn't an actual vision. It was a story from the schoolyard about the someone falling from the tower that Granny wouldn't talk about. Sorcia Spellthorn. What a wonderful name. I love it. I love all the alliterations in this book for the names of places and things. Dun, dun, dun. So Betty definitely wants to break him out, even though she doesn't know what he did. She's wondering where the traveling bag is, and it looks like Fliss is going to agree with her because there's a chance he could be moved out. The intrigue. I love it. Ew, rats and revelations. I wonder if it's going to be Granny fessing up why she goes there, or if we're actually going to find out what Colton did. I'm curious. I wonder what Charlie brought home. Ew, it's a rat. I should have known from the chapter title. Oh well. And that's why Oi wants to be her friend. Too cute. And that's why Oi is hanging out with Charlie, because she had a rat in her pocket. Oh, he's got an injured foot or a deformed foot, and poor little rat. She wants to call him a Hoppet. Yeah, they're going to end up keeping the rat. Charlie's giving it a piece of bread. Betty's pretty good at working around the system, or finagling her way, because she's getting Fliss to offer, who was it? Fingarity? 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 I would assume that's how you say. She's like, give them 2 free drinks. Then we'll get our answers. And Fliss is just like, but we can't do that. So for 13, she's pretty shrewd. But, living over a bar, you would learn how things work pretty quickly, I would assume. I kind of like Garrity. He's another one who's just straight and to the point. I would assume that he wouldn't have appreciated Fliss's softer way of getting information, trying to be kind to him and wheedle it out of him. I think he would definitely respond better to Betty with her no-nonsense approach. And I'm curious to find out more about Sorcia's background, what happened to her. Oh, that's right. That's where, in the marsh is where Betty's mom drowned too. Because so far, he's telling her about the story of Sorsha. Oh, Sorsha was the baby. Okay. Who was born to the woman who was stranded out there. I had it wrong at first. I was thinking Sorsha was the woman. But I don't see why they would be accused of murder yet. I guess I need to turn the page. Because it sounds like they just died in the process of trying to get to her. Okay, so I missed it. So they're only... I guess they condemned Sorsha's mother simply because the people who went out to rescue her died so they could live. I guess there was some survival guilt there. Or I guess the people just blamed Sorsha and the baby for the death of their friends, family, whatnot, whoever those people were to him. Seems pretty harsh to me, but regardless, Sorsha and her mom apparently lived under that stigma. Okay, so I'm a little murky on that. I still don't know. I just finished that chapter. I don't know why Sorsha and her mom would be blamed. Unless just in their grief for, in regards to the missing survivors, that they transferred all that grief onto Sorsha and her mom. I don't know if that made sense to y'all. Why they would... Or, I don't know. I'm going to... Okay, I'm going back and reading that part again. The beginning from Fingarity. Okay, so on the way back from rescuing Sorsha and her mother from the marsh, one of the smugglers and the spy were lost to the marshes. Okay. And the next morning, the other smuggler died, his lungs having taken on too much water during the rescue. And it sounded like the drowning of Betty's own mom. So they lived their lives on torment and disgrace. And yet they gave their lives to save two strangers. Okay, talking about the three that went out. That's not all they gave. When people die like that, sacrificing themselves, the baby, even now they're known simply by their crimes, not by name, but for their mistakes. Okay, so Sorsha and her mom stayed on torment as kind of a sign of gratitude to the people who saved them. And then odd things started happening with Sorsha. Okay, I guess I jumped the gun thinking that the people didn't like them simply because the Fingarity was talking about how people are known by their crimes, not their name, but for their mistakes. He's just talking in general. I thought he was talking specifically about Sorsha and her mother. So that makes sense. Okay. I bet he's also referring to himself because he had been a warder and he was helping people escape from torment and he was imprisoned for it. So I bet he's got a good heart underneath it all. And that's why he was trying to release some people that probably shouldn't have been there. But I don't know. Okay, I think I'm up to speed. So let's continue on. But did anybody else kind of do that mental gymnastics that I just did? Or was it only me that got a little twisted up in it? I'm curious to know. Oh, I guess I was right. They're saying that they were witches and they sacrificed people with their bad magic so that so that they could survive. Yeah, so the people did turn on them. Wow, so I kind of got caught up in Sorsha's story, but she definitely has full-on magic. They're caught right now, and I guess other kids are throwing the dirt-covered rocks at them, mud-covered rocks. And Sorsha just used her mind's eye to locate where everybody was, and she can see that they're surrounded on the path. Dang, she's got some skills. And she's mad. I wonder what she's about to do. Yeah, so she has all the skills of the three objects. So she can see other things, which she put that talent into the mirror. And she can teleport, which is in the carpet bag. And I guess she can go invisible or make others go invisible. That is cool. Can you imagine how freaked out that boy was that she popped up right behind and then she disappeared? It's not going to make the bullying stop, though. It's going to make it even worse, I would assume, because now they're going to be really afraid because it's confirmed that she can actually do this stuff that they're whispering about. So at least when she was 12, no one's ever made her angry enough to want to do anything with her magic to harm someone. But I hope she doesn't get that angry because something happens to her little sister. That would be sad. We're already on our last chapter. So our magical paragraph happens during chapter 12. So keep an eye out for Betty's skin crawled with shame. I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm going to have to leave it at that. Okay, so don't forget while we're reading this chapter, you got to stop there. Oh, I forgot about the song. I was wondering why Fliss was singing that. That was supposed to be the signal that Granny's coming. I got caught up in Sorcia's story just as much as Betty did. You know, you got to give it to Fliss for singing her song, even though apparently she's not that good at it, because she was all in. I'm betting Fingarity is really enjoying having someone to talk to. I bet he loves that Betty's asking him about this and he's got somebody to chat with. That would be my guess. I love Granny. She tells Fliss that her singing sounds like a cat being strangled. I love it. That's right. Fingarity could help them with the prison break because he was a guard and he was a prisoner. Maybe. She almost sat on the cat. She got poked with the nails. They're going to use the distraction of Old Man Crosswick's release, which means they're going to try and do it that very same night. I was right. They're not going to waste any time. I expected it to at least be a week or something like that. Crazy. So that's how the mirror works. When she looks in it, she can appear to somebody else who's looking in a mirror. So I assume that's how they're going to talk with Colton to coordinate the breakout. If he has access to a mirror, I don't know. It seems pretty far-fetched in a prison. So they're going to try to break the curse and everything all in one night. I thought they were just going to break him out and get information. I didn't realize they were under the expectation of actually breaking the curse. They're quite ambitious. Oh, I just reached the magical line. They're going to use the bag and leave Charlie behind. Oh, it rhymed. But wait. I don't think they can't give their item to each other. But can they use them? Maybe it's just that they can't trade. I'm curious to find out. But now I gotta wait until Wednesday, day after tomorrow. That's gonna be brutal. Especially because I kind of had to jump the gun a little bit. This is actually Saturday night for me. So I have to wait till... Yeah, I'll read again either Monday night or Tuesday. Oh, that's going to be a long wait for right there. Really good cliffhanger, though. I love it when they turn out like that, as much as I hate it. Because I want to know. I still am really enjoying this book. It's turning out, I wouldn't necessarily call it serious, but it's losing a little bit of that lighthearted fairy tale vibe, but without going dark and sinister. It's getting a little bit, the stakes are being risen. There's what I'm looking for, and I am enjoying it. And I really like how it is progressing along quickly, that there's not, weeks of debating back and forth whether they're going to break out Colton or not. They seem to make their decisions pretty quick and move, and I'm okay with that, especially for a middle grade. Okay, let's see. We need to find out where our next stopping point is. I did write it down, but I didn't bring it over with me, so let me go grab that. I will say I wish I had gotten more from Granny this time, but I really like the addition of Garrity's character, and I think Colton's going to be pretty cool too. I wonder if there's going to be a romance between one of the sisters and him. I don't know. Okay, so our third stop is going to be 65% of the way into the book. I think we're going to have a longer segment this time. This time we're actually going to stop at a chapter break, chapter 19, Sorce's Tale. So when you reach chapter 19, Sorce's Tale, that is where you were going to close your book and wait for the next video. Yeah, or if you're going to read along with me in the next video, we will read up to that point together. I hope that makes sense. It's a lot to wrap my head around. Anyway, this is going to be 65% of the way in, chapter 19. And the paperback and the hardcover, which are the same. The story ends on page 397. That is going to be on page 258. And the digital, once I hear back from LP, if there's time before I finish editing this video, I will put the page number for you. Just know to look for chapter 19. We got to find out where that one ends because it's vastly different from the rest. And then from audiobook listeners, as far as I know, you should reach this one around 6 hours and 22 minutes into the book. And our magical paragraph is chapter 19, Sorce's Tale. So there we go. That's where we'll either read up to or stop for the next one. All right. I hope y'all are enjoying the book as much as I am. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it this time, and I'm looking forward to discussing it with you. And I think on that note, I'm just going to say I will see you the day after tomorrow when we get to pick the book back up. If you are coming to this later on, though, I challenge you to wait at least 24 hours before proceeding to the next video if it's already available. All right. Have a great one, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.